Welcome back to Your View.
Welcome back. According to reports, a House of Rep member, Honorable Ali Madaki, representing Dala constituency in Kano State, allegedly ordered the arrest of Kamalu Salisu Jibril and Adamu Salisu from Dala local government for criticizing him on Facebook. Now, what are your thoughts on it? It's Your View. Call us on 070-8066-8014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag Your View TVC. Jumoke will give us the background of what happened, but our conversation will focus more on general critiquing of leaders online, because it's been very popular recently and everybody's just expressing their views. Everybody has a talk show in their own houses, and express their views. So we express our views on that. But let's first of all understand what happened in this case.
Pretty much what you have said.
Okay, good.
But they've now entered court, and it's of concern because I have been very, very critical of the government since I had a voice, from President Jonathan to the current president. I always air my views on Facebook and on social media. So I can imagine how many years I would have spent in jail if people are allowed to do things like this. But in President Jonathan's time, House of Reps member Abike Dabiri pushed the bill for freedom of speech, freedom of information,
yes,
you know, which is now law. And Nigeria is in democracy. If I criticize you on Facebook, go on Facebook and say your own. Why do you have to get somebody arrested over that? Just because you are a House of Reps member.
Well, so as I said, I don't want us to dwell too much on that issue because it's in court. But your general view on this matter?
I want to talk about general view. When people come online and they make statements that maybe attack a particular person, I think rather than going to attack the people and sending people to say that what's it called, arrest this person is maybe defamation of character and all that, why don't you deal with the issue? We've seen over and over again that people will come out, make very strong allegations on social media platforms, instead of you as a person to highlight what the problems are. Okay, look at the issues that were raised and say, okay, you deal with those issues individually. If at all maybe you want to defend yourself, if the person says, for instance, that Murayo stole 10 million naira, and you have your facts right, you can go on and write it. That is, it's freedom to express whatever you want to express. Well, a lot of times we shy away from the real issues. Somebody has raised an issue and said that you are a rapist.
Yes.
Instead of you to deal with the fact that I am not a rapist, you now come and attack the person that wrote the thing to say that, why are you calling me a rapist?
Sometimes these allegations are false, you know,
and
they can be damaging, and that's part of why the governors, leaders have immunity for this kind of things. The idea is that
is the main reason you as a member of the House of Reps.
Hang in there. So if you want your House of Reps to leave his work, his primary function, and start going on Facebook, start defending himself. No, I'll let you come and talk.
Let me finish. Sorry, Tokwe. It's the same thing. We are on this couch. Yes. We make different kinds of allegations when we see things happen. It is not for you to now come and attack us. It is not in your place to attack us. What you need to do, if I have said that there's serious issues on ground that has not been addressed, Jumoke mentioned the other day about her road. The next thing, it was fixed. That is what we are saying. When there are issues raised, deal with the issues and not deal with the person.
Okay. Sad part about the story is that we don't know exactly what those people said. You see, people can't just go on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and begin to say things that are not true and think they would get away with it. There must be punishment for wrong actions.
Exactly.
Now, if you are saying the truth as it is, when you are taken to court, defend yourself. Yes. You went to Facebook because you felt you had something to say. You are bold and you're confident about what you want to say. If you go to court, boldly say what you said on Facebook. What is the use of now attacking the House of Rep? Generally, the House of Rep member was doing his job. Somebody on Facebook tried to say something that was defamatory to his own character, and he took it up legally. Yeah. He did not illegally arrest them. Yeah. He took them to court. So the issue is not about him addressing what the situation is. If they wanted to complain, people go on Facebook and say, I was robbed. They go on Facebook and make such accusations. You don't go to the police and politely report the situation. So it is not captured officially. If your government haven't done your road, go to them, do a letter to them that my road has not been done. And if they don't do the road, then print the letter out. But if you lie against a person on social media, or you do something, you have committed a crime against somebody on social media, it is your person. We need to realize that the same way that they sue journalists to court for saying things that are wrong, they can sue you to court because you are printing something.
In this instance,
and posting something.
I don't think it is fair of you.
You must be accountable for what you have said.
Hang in, make your point.
I don't think in this instance it is fair for you to say that if you lie against the person, it might not be that it's a lie. We know our leaders, they are very reactive. Whenever anybody mentions something, instead of you to defend your job, I'm sure that it is linked to his job.
We don't know what
that is what I think.
Okay, let's take this call.
Deal with the issue.
Let's take this call from Okota. Okota, sorry, I didn't get the name again. Good. Adeshina, good morning. Are you there?
Yeah, morning.
Morning. Please go ahead.
I enjoy your program.
Thank you, sir.
And I love all of it.
Thank you.
Actually, I just wanted to say that if somebody makes a wrong impression about you, maybe through the newspaper, you could charge the person for libel. Yes. So I equally believe that there should be a punishment, as Tope has said, for anybody who makes any false, statement against whoever the person may be. So writing social media negatively about people should actually, come with point. If the statement is true.
Thank you very much, Additional. Now let us look at the two sides because
two things.
I'll let you go to this, but I wanted to understand that as much as I hear you very clearly and I hear both of you, but we've seen that Facebook has helped some people. There have been cases where people make accusations, and because of the I'm trying to remember an example, but you can help me out here.
An example is Ese Oruru's case.
Yes.
They kept on talking about it on Facebook,
yes.
And they were criticizing Emir of Kano for not doing anything about it.
Yes.
It made him do something.
Yeah.
This particular story, we are not told that the House of Rep member was defamed.
Yes.
He was criticized. Criticism is that you do something that I don't agree with, and then I come and condemn it.
Yes.
Oh, President Buhari has gone to Nairobi again.
Yes.
Is it a fact? Yes, it is a fact. And then I go on social media and then I say, this man is always just traveling. Why won't he sit at home? That's criticism.
Yeah.
So if you now then take me to court, I hear you.
If he goes to court,
we have those laws to
Yes.
protect you, which was why we're even saying that you don't need laws to cover social media again when you have laws of defamation and libel.
Yeah.
We have those laws. But this has become news because it was just criticism.
Yes.
Rather than, for instance, Jibrin on his Twitter handle has been saying so many things about Dogara and the principal members of the house. Nobody has responded. Rather, they are saying they should take him to a psychiatric hospital. In fact, they had policemen stand in front of his house for making allegations. You have not denied the allegations. You have not to arrest him.
Okay, let me take this call. Good morning. Are you there?
Hey. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Buki.
Good morning. Yeah. I love your program. You ladies are looking so beautiful.
Thank you, Buki.
Yeah, the program online now. If they accuse them wrongly, I expect them to defend themselves.
Simple.
It's not by arresting anyone. And they should lead us well as a good leader also. And why I really call is that there is something happening in my side now. They kidnap little children. All over Pestac, Agboju, Maza area, they kidnap little children from 2 years above. Please, government should do something about it.
All right. Thank you very much, Buki.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Buki, for the call.
Murayo,
yes, Tokwe.
when she made a statement just now that children are being kidnapped within our area. Now, if you make a statement on TV, some people can pick it up and react to it. If you make that statement formally in the station, then you are compelling them to do action immediately on the issue. Okay. We need to stop saying that government pointing through social media with under the guise, people do use false names, false pictures, and just want to defame someone. Yeah. I don't have issues with that one. I'm saying that if you have made a statement on Facebook, it's because you feel it is a fact. Okay. I feel my government isn't caring about me. And if my government decides to say that I have done things in your area you're not acknowledging, or I take you to court, if it was that he beat them up, Murayo, if it was that he sent thugs or he sent the police to beat these guys up, then we will hold him accountable. But he took them to court. That means he followed the procedure.
Going forward,
we need to be holding people accountable.
Fine. But going forward, should our leaders be very touchy when it comes to how should they react to criticism? Because people would always criticize.
Of course.
How should they react to criticism?
React is first of all deal with the issues. Deal
What
with
if the issues are false?
Then if the issues are, that is still
So
part
come
of
out
dealing
with
with
the
the
truth.
issues. Come out with the truth.
Come out with the truth
Simple.
and deal with the person lying.
I want to address what you just said about this lady going to police station to go and report something. Whether you like it or not, Twitter, Instagram, everything, social media has come to stay. Our president the other day, what was it not on Twitter? He addressed was it Fulani herdsmen attack that were saying he was responding on Twitter. It is whether you like it or not.
No. Somebody who was attacked in Adamawa.
That he was condemning on Twitter. Social media has come to stay. If a caller calls in to tell you that on a live TV program, it's because she believes that the authorities are listening. It's not a function. Nobody needs to really physically go to a police station to report these things.
Nobody needs to.
Internet has made life.
How do you get the information?
I don't think we can exhaust this conversation because the truth is that, as she said, we need to really make it a proper topic on the day so that we can deal with it properly. But going forward, I think people should be careful on Facebook.
What they are saying.
What you say on Facebook is very important. If you're going to accuse anybody, make sure you have the right facts because people can go after you. The law can go after you and they'll put you in jail.
People are not doing anything.
But let us
about it.
take a
Address the
break.
issue.
When we return, we talk about this popular illness called malaria. I know we've been here for so many years and people still have this issue of malaria. How do we eliminate malaria completely? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Right, welcome back. Malaria is regarded as the most common ailment in Africa, especially in Nigeria. It is usually associated with blood disease caused by the parasites transmitted to humans through the bite of the Anopheles mosquito. Our guests will enlighten us more on how it can be treated completely and eliminated because even young people and old people are dying every day with this illness. Joining us on the show is the former president, National Association of Residence Doctors, Dr. Lawal Ismail. Welcome to the show, sir.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
Yes, it's 2016. And people are still dying of malaria. You will think that, and I think Nigeria is the only country left with this this high rate of death.
This
epidemic. And we've seen many NGOs out there trying to see what they can do to help eradicate. Why is it taking forever, first of all, to get rid of malaria? Well, what's the government doing, and what are we doing to even cause it as a people?
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me, first of all, thank all viewers staying with TV Continental this morning. The issue of malaria, not only in Nigeria, but especially African countries. And annually, you have over 2 million new infections from people. And 80% of it comes from Africa. And I can say about 40% from Nigeria. And this has become a major health issue.
Yeah.
And as at now, there's a program on ground which we are targeting 2020. Then it should have eliminated malaria.
Sir, she
and
asked,
reduced.
why are we still, as in what are we doing wrong for malaria?
At least I will get to that.
Okay.
By 2020, if you have gotten to a stage that you won't have malaria again in Nigeria, that's the proposition. And people are working very seriously to achieve it. But you know, in Nigeria, there are some inches that will come, ranging from the political issues, the unrest situations, and if you look at it vividly, the level of property in Nigeria, there's no way you can eradicate malaria without taking care of those sites.
Yeah.
Recently, before, when you have fever, in fact, you can approach a chemist, you get your drug. And unfortunately, not all fevers are caused by malaria. There are other causes of malaria. And one of the principles of the new program is that before you get treated, you must diagnose malaria. And with the number 6 of Millennium Development Goal, we've tried to incorporate some private sectors into the management of malaria.
Yeah.
In fact, going to the level of community-based patient medicine sellers. There's an organization that's teaching them how to use the simple rapid diagnostic test
Yes.
to diagnose malaria.
Yes.
By doing so, if you get fever, approach them. They will test you. It's so simple for any, even a layman to understand.
Sir, okay.
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Let's finish.
By doing so,
Yes.
when you approach a chemist, the script is so cheap
Yes.
that possibly they collect like 100 naira from you to get tested or something. By the time they put your blood, they know whether it is positive or negative and you are treated. But before,
Yes.
people just approach a chemist, I'm having fever. What other causes of fever that we've been
Maybe it's typhoid.
overlooked, typhoid might be, even HIV and so on and so forth, because all of them present with the same symptoms.
Yeah.
But by approaching the patent medicine, they just give them anti-malaria. And unfortunately, we are not doing ourselves
A favor.
a favor then. Because if you are using anti-malaria inappropriately,
Yeah.
we are giving what we call resistance. That's why, as of
To
today,
the parasite.
you say people, in fact, chloroquine has been
Banned.
banned. In fact, you cannot sell chloroquine unless you have a very cogent reason to prescribe it. But it's not working for malaria again. Using it is like prolonging the time that that person needs to be treated. And there are other new drugs which people have tried to bring into treatment of malaria. We are just preventing these drugs not
Yeah.
to also get resistance.
All right.
Okay. When you talk about malaria, whenever we switch on the television set, you see malaria drugs being
Advertised.
Yeah.
And I mean, they tell you go and get the drug. If symptoms persist
Persist
after 3 days, consult your doctor. Don't you think, as medical doctors, that kind of ad
Is
you know,
encouraging
is
us.
encouraging people to just go to any
Self-pharmacy.
pharmacy to just go and buy the drug instead of advertising this strip thing you're talking about now? Is it not better to advertise the strip to say go get tested or something?
That's why I have to give you kudos for this kind of program. It gives opportunity to enlighten the populace. Unfortunately, I don't think they advertise if you use anti-malaria. If you are unable to get well, after 3 days, consult doctors, maybe paracetamol and so on and so forth. But what's on ground now is that, what they advertise is that, what I think they should do is that you have fever, approach, because malaria is a community, anybody can have malaria.
Yeah.
Our people in the village can have malaria. And unfortunately, they might not have access to an hospital. In fact, the simplest one can have maybe health center.
Yeah.
And that health center also, at least keep some distance to where most of them lives.
Yeah.
But in a way, they might have small patent medicines beside them. And as of today, a lot of them has been trained. Every day, they continue training them. Use the script. And this is an opportunity to tell our people that anytime they have fever, they should not just take anti-malaria. They should get tested first.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's
So
one
you're saying
thing.
that pharmacies
That's one thing
now
we've
have
learned.
capacity to do the
That's
test.
In fact, not only pharmacists, the patent medicines. Because unfortunately, people sat down, chemists, to really see how can we resolve this issue. And unfortunately, Nigeria might not be able to meet the 2020 goal.
As usual.
Because I've said it, without this level of property, there's no way, because to control malaria, you need somebody to have good immune system. You have to eat good food. The breeding of mosquitoes that causing that is breeding this carry this plasmodium we are talking about is stagnant waters, gutters, broken bottles, and so on and so forth. And unfortunately, even the access to treated mosquito nets we are talking about, which is one of the main preventive measures we have now, some people have not even gotten it.
We'll get to
So
the
even
mos-
when they distribute it for free, those mosquito nets, you will see it right back in traffic
That they're
being
selling
sold.
And we'll get to the mosquito net because people have issues with that. I mean, it's very hot when you put it on. But now I wanted to ask a question. How come people are still dying? Because we know there's so much knowledge out there about malaria. There's so much anti-malaria drugs out there. But what causes what's the issue that is causing people to die at least still in 2016?
May I harp on that question, please, by saying that a friend of mine in his 40s last year died of cerebral malaria in Nigeria. He had lived his adult life in the UK. Why? How? In 2015,
Yes, I
20,
think
in this
I assume
age.
that everybody should know.
Yeah, thank you very much. And unfortunately, most of the time we fail to tackle issues on time. When we talk about population with malaria, we are not talking about those of us that are living in an urban area. Those rural areas, by the time they are taking the canteen, they will put them together with us. And unfortunately, there's no way I've said it. Those people, they are less privileged, let's put it that way. Unless we make it as a function that everybody in Nigeria, both in the villages, everywhere, let us get to them. The drugs we are talking about is not free. Though government subsidizes it. But to some extent, maybe they got it at the rate of 200, 250. I can tell you, at least a man has a wife with 5 kids. How much is he making per day? If that case arises that somebody has malaria within some, in fact, to bring out 250 naira plus maybe 100 naira to do the test 350. Because that's why you see people approaching the traditional, taking agbo, apps,
so it's just
and so on and so forth.
abject poverty.
And exactly. And unfortunately,
Your friend is not poor.
He wasn't poor.
it wasn't poor. Yeah, we said something. He has cerebral malaria. There are some complications that arise from malaria. Cerebral malaria is one of it, and one of the common complications that has. Okay. By that sense, he should have. Unfortunately, you said he spent most of his life
In the UK.
in UK. Unfortunately, the immunity and everything might not be
As strong as
strong
those of
as
us that
those
have
outside
been
the
living here.
tropics.
True.
By the time he got, and unfortunately, even there can be some level of maybe misdiagnosis and so that they might not even know that is malaria.
And there's no vaccine if you come outside from night.
There is no vaccine as of today for malaria, unfortunately.
Okay, there is a, sorry, okay, we have to go on a break. Let's take a break, we'll be right back.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome back to Your View.
Welcome back. All right, so at what we've learned so far, the moment you have fever, go to the pharmacy, get proper testing before you start using anti-malaria. That's one. Number two, there's a myth that the more bites you have, the more immune your system.
Yeah, so
is that true? That they like, because sometimes when my kids have mosquito bite, my husband says, don't worry, it's to build their immunity. Eventually they won't have malaria again. Is that true? Yeah,
thank you very much. Let me first at least correct a notion.
Okay.
The best place to go when you have fever is hospital.
Hospital, okay, not pharmacy.
Hospital. But we've known over time that people approach chemists to buy drugs when they have fever.
Okay.
Most especially those are the rural settings.
Yes.
What I'm saying in essence is that when you go to them, if that's the opportunity you have,
yes,
please get tested first. Before, if you are negative, don't take anti-malaria.
All right.
If you are positive, take anti-malaria. Then the issue of immunity. Good.
Before you answer immunity, let me take this call. Good morning, are you there?
I'm there, Morayo.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning to you. Good morning to your guest.
Good morning.
Because of the time. Quickly, please, Morayo, the last question, the first question you tweeted, I will talk about this, but let me just say something, sir. See, that last question, you have to bring it back because that is only where you can express our feeling. That is for that. But this one now, you see, sir, I'm very, very happy that you said something earlier. You see, don't ever think that Nigerian citizens are docile like before, because all the medicine dealers that we are talking about today, they have been trained. Are you getting me? They have been every once in a year they would gather them, train them. If you enter a patent medicine dealer shop today, you can ask for FTD. He or she know how to test you. After testing, he will let you wait for at least for 20 minutes before you can say maybe it is a negative or positive. And then if it is positive, they can only give you anti-malaria like artemether, lumefantrine, and all that. If it is negative, you can only direct it to nearby hospital that it may be viral, it may be infection. You can go and check yourself in hospital.
Thank you.
They are been trained. They are really trained. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Yakub. Yes, Tokwe.
Anti-malaria, malaria treatment, the 3-in-1, which is which? Because we say ACT is anti-malaria. I would have thought that ACT will be treating the malaria. We hear that the 3-in-1, I think, I don't want to call the brand name, but you know the 3-in-1 that they give during pregnancies, that is the one that is anti-malaria. But which one are you supposed to use when you have confirmed that you have malaria? And which one do you use when you feel that maybe I might have malaria? Maybe I should use something to prevent malaria from...
Go to your hospital.
Thank you very much. I think the state at which we are, when it comes to issue of malaria treatment, is that if you have fever, or have any symptoms that look like malaria, you shouldn't just
Be guessing.
take anti-malaria. Get tested first.
Yeah, I've said it already. So, there
Then-
are questions.
Wait, one second.
Then the ACT, artemisinin combination therapy. I've said it. The chloroquine is already figured out when it comes to treatment of malaria now.
Yes.
And artemisinin combination therapy combined with mefantrin and midaquine with artemisinin, there's a brand. Yeah. You combine another drug with it. Because we believe that the combination of drugs, it prevents and go a long way, preventing resistance. It makes the person to get better quicker than taking one single drugs. It has other advantages like that. But what is important is that you have malaria now. Go to hospital is the best place for
testing.
For testing, for treatment. But in case you do not have access to an hospital, go to a chemist.
For testing.
For testing. And they can also give you a drug for anti-malaria if it is positive.
All right. Let me take this call before I come to the Twitter. Yes.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine. This is Adin Ismail from Festac.
Yes, welcome to the show. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, please, I want to contribute on the criticism of the honorable member that was just discussed last time.
All right, very quickly, yes.
Yeah. What I want to, my own point of view is this. In the past, the politicians have been the ones being the criticisms of themselves. From my own studies, you can see that in the election going on in the United States of America, you can see how Trump was accusing Barack Obama of stretching ISIS. And the same thing of Trump accused Hillary Clinton linked to Boko Haram just for their political gain. In other words, it will be better if our people can go on social media to speak their mind.
Okay.
Of recent, we heard of the constitutional project, in which has been for many years.
Constituents.
But we could not be able to have any account for those projects, even where those projects were executed.
All right. Point taken. Unfortunately, we can't deal too much on that because we already skipped that topic. But let's continue on malaria. I do apologize for that. Yes.
Unfortunately, I also cannot take questions because we don't have any more time, but I'll just run through them quickly. Arena 35 said, well said from the doctor, but what efforts are being proposed for those in the hinterlands that die every day without help? So that's a question on what the government is doing. How can we stop people from dying from malaria? But let me quickly take more tweets. Peaceful Peace says, good morning to you. Or please, can one be tested for malaria and also typhoid at the same time in a chemist? Tyrese Rules is saying that he's confused here. Why should I combine antibiotics with anti-malaria drugs? Then Aldo says, you can't live in a dirty environment with sewage all over as we have been in urban slums and avoid malaria.
Unfortunately, we cannot deal with some of these issues because we run out of time.
Yeah.
But the point I think was made, that was harped upon here, is that no matter how bad it is, no matter how high your fever is, first of all, go get tested in the hospital before you then use either they can be prescribed for the anti-malaria or the malaria drugs.
Or a chemist.
But that's all we can take.
That's what you have access
I'm sorry,
to.
I can't take any more. But we need to thank our Meets Media on Sunday who went there on Sunday for this, and they brought the cake for us. Thanks to Meets Media, the cake, in fact, it was on Sunday we were supposed to cut it, but since we're not available, they decided to bring it to us. So ladies, this is the cake for us. But the gentleman who brought it in the studio, we can always take a picture with you. But thank you so much, Meets Media, for honoring us on Sunday. We really appreciate it. God bless you. Sir, thank you. We have not exhausted the malaria topic. We need to bring you back again. But
no
thank you
problem.
at least for enlightening us more on the topic.
Thank you very much for the
That's
opportunity.
all we can take on the show today. Have a lovely day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.